And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God.
Bro, I went to Catholic Mass today.
Really? So, hold on. Full disclosure for anybody listening, we both were raised Catholic, but have spent years away from the Catholic Church. I'm going to say before I hear your story, I think I've told you, but I got taken to a funeral by my wife, and I didn't realize until I was sitting in there and it was starting that they were doing like a full-on Catholic Mass. This was 7 years ago, but it was funny because like as soon as it started, I was like, it all seemed familiar. I was like, "What is this?" And then all the callbacks and stuff, like it all just it came out without me, and I was like, "Oh my!" Anyway, I was almost like I was possessed, and I went back to being a Catholic. How was your
They've
experience?
changed it a lot, actually. Like some of the
Okay,
words you say are a lot different than what they used to be. And
I didn't catch any of that.
yeah, I
It
think
might
they
be the
changed.
church you were at.
Maybe.
Hold
Anyway.
on. What got you into a Catholic mass this morning?
Okay, so when I broke my fucking hand,
Okay,
it was like right before Father's Day, and I was like, you know what? My dad would really appreciate me going to Catholic church. So
okay.
so I went to Catholic Mass on Father's Day, just so when I called him later, I could be like, hey, I went to church today. And he was like, that made my day, you know? I
Nice.
knew it would. So I did that for him. And then the other day I was eating sushi and sitting next to this like kind of cute blonde chick, and we started talking, and she mentioned that she had gone away from the Catholic Church and just recently came back, and she goes to this really cool church called the Holy Spirit in downtown Denver.
Okay.
And she was like, you should come, it's great. So I went today, and it was fine, it was good, it was great, actually. I loved it all up until the last song, the exit song that they chose was God Bless America.
By Lee Greenwood. Man, that song gets me going. I don't care where I'm at.
And
I hear that song and I love America, man. I'm just joking.
no, a separation of church and state on both ends. Like
Okay.
I don't want you to put my country in my church, and I don't want you to put my church in my country. Like there is no reason for you to be singing God Bless America in church.
So real quick, I was in Texas last night at my mom and stepdad's house, and there was only like one person there that wanted to be watching the Trump rally, and it wasn't me. Like my mom actually would like she wanted to watch it to see the cluster F.
Okay.
But my stepdad was like, "Don't turn this on." He didn't want politics coming into this at all. And at
Yeah.
one point, they introduced Lee Greenwood, and I was like, "Ooh, ooh, Lee Greenwood!" And like his ears perked up, and he was like, "Oh, what?" And like he stood there and watched every second of Lee Greenwood singing, "God Bless America." And as soon as that was over, he was gone. But he sure did enjoy that part. Yeah, we're in the middle of World Cup right now, which has got me kind of feeling patriotic. So I got to say, right now, I'm kind of in the USA is the best
Go
kind of mood.
Mexico. Go Mexico. They just won today.
Actually, they're down 2-1 right now. I don't know
Oh,
what
they're
you.
playing right now?
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably
okay.
watched the replay of something today. They're down
Oh,
two
I
one to
talked to a
England
guy on
right
the
now.
street. He didn't speak a lot of English, but I like, did you guys win? He said, yeah.
Probably that they're gonna win. But yeah, 2-1 England right now. Real quick, I understand MAGA a little bit better today than I ever have. Okay. We look at a lot of this corruption and we're like, how is everybody not outraged? But if the corruption benefits you, it's a lot easier to be like, man, I don't have a problem with this. Case in
Hmm.
point, in Team USA's last game in the World Cup, our best, I think he's a striker. I don't know a lot about soccer. I'm getting into it right now. His name is Flo Balogun, and Balogun number 20. He is our like guy up front. He gets the goals. He got a red card, which is a BS call. Totally incidental, but he got a red card, which means he's out for the next game. Without him tomorrow against Belgium, or probably today by the time we release this, um, it's gonna be hard to win. Well, Donald Trump, mind you, is the FIFA World Peace Prize winner. What was it? The FIFA Peace Prize. And I had a theory. I was like, I bet Donald Trump's going to call some people on this. And sure as shit, it looks like he did. Today we found out that Flo Balogun is now eligible to play tomorrow night. The rest of the world is pissed about this. Like a lot of teams are like they don't reverse red cards. There's not even a process to appeal a red card. You can't do it. They won't reverse them. It's something that it's been done like once before, and it was in 1962. Other than that, they do not appeal and reverse red cards. Donald Trump made the call.
That's insane, Andy.
Just a
Yeah,
little.
okay. So
Every other country is so mad right now, but I'm like, I mean, it was a bad call. Like he shouldn't have been suspended. I get it. I get MAGA a little bit because I'm like, you know what? This is exactly what I wanted to have happen. So I'm not upset at the fact that this is total corruption. Trump definitely has FIFA by the balls, and he seems like he made a call and they overruled this. It's good for me, is all
no,
I'm saying.
I mean, honestly, like in my opinion, I'm still not like, go USA, but I don't think I'm not happy about that. I think that kind of makes me mad. Like corruption in general makes me mad.
Well, you know what?
But I also do think that FIFA should probably change some rules where there is like an overriding, maybe a slow replay type of thing that they could do
Well, and
to
so the whole thing
slow the
on this,
field.
not to get too far into the weeds, but they used slow-mo replay at the time. Like the ref went to the video review and he used slow-mo replay to call the red card, which he's not supposed to be able to do. Okay, so they kind of broke a rule there that you can't give a red card off of a slow-mo replay for whatever reason. But even though he messed up and broke that rule, there is not a way to appeal that. And everybody was saying after the game that this will probably be something they put in before the next World Cup. But right now,
Mm.
there's no mechanism to appeal. Turns out Donald Trump is the mechanism to appeal. So we got Balogun tomorrow. I've been watching a lot of World Cup. This means a lot to me. So this corruption,
No, I mean we're gonna get it's gonna be an asterisk. It's like Jose Canseco.
yeah,
Like there's gonna be an asterisk against the if we make it to third place or whatever. Like there's an asterisk next to it because I don't agree with corruption at all. I don't
okay.
agree with that at all.
Well,
That kind of makes me mad to be honest with you.
okay. Well, you are in the same boat as the whole rest of the world. Everybody outside of America is furious about this right now. So
If I challenge you to a ping pong match and I break my hand, I'm still
yeah,
gonna challenge you, but I'm gonna play with my left hand. There's no like.
okay, that's your call, buddy. And you know I'll beat you because I beat you when you have two good arms. So whatever.
No, you don't. In ping
Eh.
pong? No, you've never beaten me in ping pong.
All right, so we're pretty 50-50. I don't know if you remember, but we
We
were
are.
we
We
were
are.
pretty 50-50 on that.
I'd
Yeah.
still destroy
You
you in ping pong.
you're the most evenly matched person I know to play ping pong against. Like we kind of go back and forth with the victories. Anyhow, okay, if you didn't like that corruption, I do have corruption, and the main reason we're here tonight is to talk about Trump's July 4th festival last night in D.C. But I wanted to get this out because our last episode was about the Trump corruption, and there's one more piece of corruption that I think you're going to be okay with, buddy. This is from CBS News. A watch sized gold ring was gifted to President Trump this week from a Belgian diamond group months after it won tariff relief. I can't say that guy's name. The president of Antwerp World Diamond Center presented the ring to Bill White, the U.S. ambassador to Belgium, to give to Trump. He said the piece was gifted on behalf of the centuries old diamond community in the Belgian port city. Um, I could go on here, but at the bottom here, some U.S. ethics experts say the president has broken with decades old customs in the White House to avoid accepting such gifts. The fate of the ring is currently unclear. Um, Real quick, we talked about all the different types of corruption, but I don't think we mentioned the fact that he used the tariffs and tariff relief to get all these gifts. Remember when, like, Tim Cook from Apple and all kinds of other people were going up to the White House giving him gold things and diamond things, basically trying to beg for some kind of tariff relief when he had originally done his whole Liberation Day. So
Hmm.
we do have pictures of this diamond real quick. The Belgian diamond group that won tariff relief gives Trump a lavishly encrusted ring. That doesn't look like a ring. I don't know what that looks like, but that doesn't look like a ring.
Estimated value $35,000.
It has 321 diamonds, 56 sapphires, 13 emeralds, and 6 rubies. It said the fate of the ring is unclear. Trump has taken that with him. Like there's no scenario where Trump's going to say, I'm not allowed to take gifts actually. Anyhow, like he gave
So like when Obama gets gifts or any president gets gifts, like it goes into like a safety
so they have to register the gift with the State Department, and then it normally goes on display somewhere, whether it be at the White House or the Smithsonian or
Okay.
somewhere it goes on display. But the gift, if the president is given a gift under normal terms, the gift is really given to the State Department, and then the State Department decides where it goes from there. That's the way
It's
this
the American
traditionally happens.
people's, and I mean, and I guess the Qatari jet is kind of he's doing the right thing by putting it in his library. Is it a library? It's not a library.
It's going to be a
He might not eat
hotel.
books.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a library on the bottom two floors, then a hotel above.
The presidential hotel.
He's going to be the
Uh,
only person that's making money off his library, which is just so Trump.
yeah, that's so Trump. So
Yeah.
he's doing the right thing with the jet, except for it would probably it'd be better if we just gave it to the next president, like every president
I
has
was going to say
a new jet.
I don't think he's doing the right thing with the jet. First of all, I don't think he's just going to immediately put that in his hotel. I think he's or in his library. I think he's saying that for now, but I'll bet money he's going to be flying around on that thing for a while after he's done.
Yeah.
If it goes straight to the presidential library and he never flies on it after the day he gets out of office, I will be shocked. Even if he
Yeah.
did that, though, the right thing is still that was given to America and the American taxpayers paid to retrofit it, and now it belongs to the American president. Like that's how it
Well,
should
it's
happen.
been over 10 years and Obama just opened his library up, so
Yeah, and it takes a while normally. So yeah, he's
yeah.
gonna fly around on that thing for a while, and
Yeah.
he's gonna keep it just as it is, saying United States of America Air Force One. Yeah, that's his.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, he's not gonna
But
change the
like
paint
where
scheme.
I was getting at is if this ring ends up in his presidential library, then like whatever, that's fine. I'm not mad at that.
I
That's
I think there are proper channels to have that happen because in presidential libraries there'll be displays where it's like, and here's when Nixon was given the blah blah, whatever it is. So if he follows it through the proper channels and that happens, cool. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to have it in a bedside drawer for a while.
it's gonna be funny to go to the Trump presidential library and just see like, look at all these lavish gifts that Trump's got. It's like this is
Yep.
gonna be like 3 rooms full of gifts that Trump got and a jet.
A 747 on the bottom floor. Cool.
If that doesn't scream corruption, what does?
Oh, God. Um, all right, so we got to talk a little bit about yesterday. And yesterday was wall to wall from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. There was something happening in DC. First things first, did you see anything about the parade that happened yesterday morning? This was unexpected. Apparently, these people had filed paperwork. They had all the proper permits, but I hadn't seen anything about this
Is
parade
that where
happening.
the parachuter came in hot and like hit the
I
thing?
thought so hard about pulling that clip. I didn't, but
Okay.
that was, I don't know if you saw the different angles on that. A parachuter's coming in with a flag underneath him, and the flag has a weight at the bottom, and it gets caught in a tree, and he just goes like belly smack onto a little canopy, those little tents you set up.
Yeah.
I didn't pull that because I felt like that might be too graphic. But no, that's not the parade. That was
Okay.
actually at a like a game of some sort.
Oh wait, so was this the racist parade that was happening at the okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
the Patriot Front, and like I'm tempted to say this is the American version of Nazis, and I'm sure that somebody will pull up and be like, "Oh, actually, it's different than Nazis." They're white nationalists. So Nazis easy for me to say. I'll try to say white nationalists, but it's a Patriot Front. They all cover their faces, which I think is a little weird. But first of all, let's take a quick look at their parade and notice what flags are hanging out in this parade.
Lady looks like mom. Lily looks just like mom. Oh yeah.
Some of those flags were upside down, some of those flags were right side up, some of those flags were Confederate flags, some of those flags were what's the circle?
I think that was for the South during the Revolution or the Civil War. That's the 11 star flag, I believe. I'm not positive on this.
And let's get this straight. The Confederate flag and any like Southern flag from that time period is basically not American. It's basically we want to succeed from America. Like
So
it's not American. Like it's very anti-American to want to succeed from the Union.
the way I was brought up, like to me, that's a traitor's flag. Like those are people that tried to overthrow the government of the United States, or
Mm.
anyhow. It's weird to me that it's like, oh, it's all about Southern pride and Southern heritage. And I'm like, I don't ever see a time that the Confederate flag is really called for
I think
today.
some
But
people feel that way, but I think at this point in time, if you still think that that's okay to fly for your Southern heritage, like you're just being an asshole.
I kind of agree with you on that. So anyhow,
Yeah.
what's funny is nothing's funny about this, honestly. I don't even know why I said that. I'm trying to cope by bringing some light to this, making it humorous, but this was a weird day. They're marching through the streets of Washington. Um, How did they get there, you might ask? Because like Washington D.C. Downtown was kind of closed off. You couldn't just drive there and park your car. Well, they took the subway, and some people got pictures when they're in the subway. And I swear to God, if this was in a movie, it would be somewhat unbelievable. But take a look at these from the morning of January 4th in D.C.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this image this is going to be like, the like there's certain iconic images of like pieces of history, time and a piece of time in history.
Yeah,
And this is one of them. This is one of those images this is going to be covered in all the history books. It's going to be this is
she's just
crazy.
she's just riding on the train, heading home, heading to work. Who knows? And all of a sudden, she is surrounded by white nationalists. Like, you pull
Yeah, and look at
pull up
this
the
guy. Holy shit, I didn't see this one. This
yeah.
guy has a fucking Confederate flag on his shirt.
That
What
guy
is the
looks.
flag on their hat?
I think that's the Patriot front, like patch or logo, I believe.
Dude,
That guy looks like he realizes what's going on. That first lady looked confused. He looks like he's fully aware of what's going on. He's ready to get off at the next stop.
what's going on with the windows in this train?
What about the window? Oh, I'm sure they were going through like a tunnel there, probably.
Oh, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. This guy looks like I don't know. He's looking around like, what's going on?
If you have to cover your face for your cause, then your cause is an evil cause.
Yeah. That's
You're not doing good for the world. You're evil. You're an evil person if you have to cover your face for a cause. Like these fucking people need to go to hell.
you know
Like
you know,
that guy right there should have blown up that bus.
you know who you're agreeing with now?
Huh, Tucker Carlson?
Laura Ingraham, believe it or not.
Oh, I call fake looks more like Antifa in costume. No one should be allowed to cover their faces.
So the no one should be allowed to cover their faces. I agree with it, including ICE. No one should be able to cover their faces except ICE if you're Laura Ingraham. But she said she calls fake. This looks like Antifa. This started going around yesterday after the right realized this is a problem. Senator Mike Lee also had a tweet. He said, "Are these really the most believable fake white supremacists the SPLC money can buy?" Insinuating that this is leftists trying to make the right look bad. It'd be really easy here for them to just disavow this. Just say, "Hey, the Republican Party has no room in it for the Patriot Front." Like, it'd be a simple, easy thing to say. They refuse to do that. What's funny is and it wasn't just Laura Ingraham and Mike Lee, but the right yesterday kept trying to say, well, this is clearly Antifa or whatever it is. Well, guess what? The leader of the Patriot Front was there without a mask on.
Okay.
So he's not afraid. And I can't remember his name, and I didn't write it down because I don't want to shout out to him at all. So I'm not going to say
Kind of
his
looks
name.
like Kid Rock.
He's an
We'll call
interesting
him
guy.
Kid Rock. Let's just call him Kid.
He's got kind of a French name, which is interesting for an American white nationalist. But he had a video where he's speaking into a mic and doing all these Aryan type. Anyhow, he was there. He posted the video of their parade to the Patriot Front website. So for anybody trying to say that, this was the left dressed up, I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow,
Uh-huh.
so that's how our day
Interesting.
started. You remember the movie The Blues Brothers, 1980s
Yeah.
movie? There's a part where I think it's Dan Aykroyd, but he's like Illinois Nazis. I hate Illinois Nazis. I kept thinking about that all day yesterday while watching the Patriot Front move around.
I
So,
hate Illinois Nazis.
yep, it's what we're dealing with here. So,
Uh,
anyhow, on to the actual festivities. First of all, on Friday, they were doing a dress rehearsal on the stage. Have you seen any clips from this of what happened?
I did. I would love
Okay.
to see it again, though.
Let me show you this.
What if that would have killed somebody?
Dude, that was feet. It looked like that was feet away from landing on a couple people. That looked heavy. Like, that's a bad omen right there. And also, that speaks to somebody who's cutting corners. Like, how did a piece of the stage just fall during dress rehearsal and almost land on several dancers? Like, it's a
I
bad.
worked stagehand. I worked stagehand for a couple years in college, and it was every other weekend or whatever, putting together stages. We never had one thing fall out of the fucking sky.
Well, you were never hired in a no bid contract by the Trump organization. So, pretty sure that's just the way they do things. So, that was the bad omen heading into the day. Um, Everybody gets out there, and I will say this to give Trump some credit because nobody showed up for like the 8 to 10 days beforehand at the Great American State Fair. It looks like there were about 150,000 people there that day. Now, keep in mind, like at Obama's inauguration, apparently had like 900,000, and Trump
Oh,
has constantly been trying to beat that. Remember during his first term, and they were photoshopping images of his inauguration and try to make it look like there were more people there than there were.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's been trying to beat that. 150,000 is a good number. Like, there's no need to lie about that.
It's not a good number. I just looked it up. The 2025 State Fair of Texas in Dallas drew an attendance of 2 million
but that was
visitors
over the course of like what is the state fair
a
runs for like
month.
3 weeks, a month, yeah.
Yeah, 3 weeks a
So
month.
for a single day event, 150,000 that's better than all the rest of the days at the Great American State Fair. So he should just be happy with that number. I guarantee you he's going to start claiming there was 500,000 people there or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's the estimates I've heard from what seem like reliable sources say about 150,000 people. Now, as they were getting there, it was one of those where people got in there early because they wanted to be as close to the stage as possible, and they were going to camp out for hours, like holding their piece of grass in front of the stage. While they're doing that, Mother Nature steps up. Real quick, I'd like to pose a theory to you, okay? Whether it be God or Mother Nature, whatever entity you believe in, they are against Trump. And I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. Trump's inauguration, way back January 20th last year, always outside. One of the coldest days in the history of DC. They had to move it indoors. They had to shrink
The
it.
first one it rained.
The first one it rained. This one, like I said, coldest day in DC, had to move it indoors. Then on Friday night, he went to speak at Mount Rushmore, and like 10 minutes before he was supposed to go on stage, a hailstorm broke out, and everybody had to go running for shelter. He still spoke that night, but it was delayed, and like half the people left during the hailstorm and didn't come back. Then and also sweltering heat for the whole last 10 days of the Great American State Fair. Nobody showing up out there because of the heat. On Friday, so the big 2 days of the state fair were supposed to be Friday and Saturday. Like as we kept seeing, nobody was there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The White House kept being like, no, Friday and Saturday are going to be the big days. Friday, there were so few people out there at like noon, they ended up canceling the fair till 5. They kicked everybody out and said, it's too hot. Everybody has to go home. You can come back after 5. A lot of people, it wasn't any hotter than the day before. People were saying the White House did that just because they knew that the camera, like the pictures to come out about how nobody's there was going to be embarrassing. So they basically, to save face, canceled it and kicked everybody out and said, oh, sorry, no, nobody in here.
What day was it where they had like 23 people hospitalized?
Wednesday, I think.
Well, okay.
I think that was
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay. So yeah. So Wednesday they had like 23 people hospitalized for heat.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So,
just
and now, and
yeah,
then,
you might be right. Maybe
so
it could be God, it could be Mother Nature. But
whoever you think controls the weather, which I don't even want to go down the road of who controls the weather. Marjorie Taylor Greene has thoughts on that.
Well, and here's the thing is like with everything going on, like can we agree that climate change is an issue?
No, we can't. I agree, but we collectively in America
We
can't.
can't agree
Yeah.
that climate change is an issue when all this crazy shit keeps happening.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, Colorado's on fire right now. We've got
seen that.
hmm,
So anyhow, hold on, not done with the weather yet. So Saturday, everybody gets in there early. Everybody's holding their seat close to the stage, and all of a sudden, a storm's rolling in, and the wind picks up. And check this out real quick.
For your safety, please back away from the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please back away from the stage.
If I can everyone back up, please. I need everyone back behind that tent. If I could have everyone back behind the line of table reefs, please.
God hates MAGA. That's all I can say.
I understandably they were worried about parts of the stage flying off and landing on people. Like at that point, it becomes an insurance issue. Like we can't have people getting hurt in here. There was lightning. There's big metal structures everywhere. Got to get everybody out here. So they tell everybody to leave the premises. Getting into this event was a big deal. Okay, so I was listening to something earlier today, and apparently it goes all the way back to oh gosh. I think it was like Jimmy Carter or somebody, but the press asked him like, "Hey, why don't you go down to the fireworks?" Because they always do a Washington D.C. fireworks show down on the National Mall, and they said, "Hey, why don't you go down there?" And he said, "No, like I can see it fine from the balcony of the White House, and by me going down there, it'll make security a lot tighter. It'll be harder for everybody to get in and out. And think of all the extra Secret Service agents." DC police that will now have to work on a holiday because I'm selfishly wanting to go down there. And he set that precedent where every president after that followed that and said, no, we can see it from the White House. No need for all this extra stuff. Trump's the first one to make this all about him. But to get in was an ordeal. You got to go through several layers of security because the president's going to be there. So now they're telling everybody you have to leave, go back on the other side of security until the storm's over, and then you can come back in. The people were furious. There was one really great clip of people screaming at the different. It was Secret Service and like DC police officers, and I can't find that clip anywhere. I think Elon pulled it off of Twitter because it was such a good clip. I do have a different clip that's not as good to show you.
I couldn't understand a word anybody was saying on that.
They were basically the Secret Service was screaming for them to get out, and they were refusing. Funny.
Well, I don't understand why they would have to leave. Like, it's a giant open field, but
as long as they're inside of there, if somebody gets hurt, they can sue. I don't know if it'd be the government or the DC or whoever, but they're an insurance. Yeah, they're an insurance liability when they're inside of those fairgrounds. So that's why they were getting everybody out. So the favorite, you're going to love this. This reporter, I think she's from Reuters or Axios. I can't remember. I can't even say her name. But she posted this right after everybody evacuated. She said, "It's a chaotic scene at the National Mall. Several hundred people have refused to leave despite an order to evacuate because of severe inclement weather that is approaching. Some are even arguing with Secret Service agents. At one point, a crowd of people began running back towards the stage. An officer is sternly repeating the order over a bullhorn, and the crowd is booing. Many have begun chanting USA, USA. A federal law enforcement officer is trying to assure people that the event has not been canceled. Many are not convinced. One man walking by blamed the situation on liberals in the weather service, adding, 'I think this is baloney.'" So they started thinking this is clearly a liberal hoax to hurt President Trump, is where they were at with this. They weren't falling for it. They were refusing to leave. So they eventually did get the area cleared. Now, some of the people were able to go into the IRS building. Some of the people had to go into the Museum of the History of African American, something like that. So they took up, and it was funny because it was a lot of people that were like your stereotypical MAGA. Like when you think old white MAGA, and they were in there just looking at all these things on the walls, like confused. Like to them, they were like, "This is DEI." Like I thought we weren't supposed to be.
Friends' fathers.
Yes. Anyhow, not everybody could get into shelter out there, so a lot of people were just getting poured on. It dumped for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So the news starts showing that people are leaving. People are getting in their cars and going home. They're not going to stand around and wait for Trump. Trump comes out with this tweet. He says, storms bring luck to whatever the occasion. They also make events a little more exciting. We will wait it out. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or in 1 hour from now. Looks like it's going to pass. They always do. I will be there no matter what. But the what usually turns out to be a good thing. It's Saturday night. Let's have some fun. He goes on, but Trump said he's speaking no matter what, no matter how late it is, when the rain stops, nobody leave because I'm speaking. Dude, Fox News, they were grasping for straws because things weren't going well. Fox News started treating this like this was the most heroic thing a president has ever done. They read his tweet on air. Brett Baer, this picture in itself made me laugh.
Dude, Brett Baer freaks me out. His face is plastic. He is like he's a plastic man. Like that guy needs to retire and go, I don't know.
Stop getting work
Live in a
done,
Barbie
Brett Baer.
factory or something. He's a
Dude,
plastic guy.
he was taking shelter from the rain, and they went live to him, and he was acting like it was 9/11 or something. He was like, "We just received word from the president. He is going to speak. He's not going to let this weather deter." And like people were,
Fuck that guy.
it was really weird.
Fake son of a bitch.
Sean Duffy, who's our transportation secretary, I don't know if you're aware, but his wife is Rachel Campos Duffy, who is on Fox. So he is a former Fox Weekend host, and his wife is a current Fox Weekend host. But she had something to compare it to. Check this is a quick one, but check this out.
And the president saying if these veterans can survive, bad weather and storm the beaches, I'm going to give this speech tonight, which is a remarkable message as well.
Oh, he compared it to Normandy.
Yeah. What he's doing in staying up late to give this speech is the same as our heroic veterans that stormed the beaches at Normandy, is what he basically is saying. And Fox was running with that. I could have pulled more clips, but they were just going on and on about how heroic, how much he cares about the people to do this. He could be in bed by now, but no, he's staying up. Then
he stays up every fucking night till like 2 in the morning tweeting.
Well, while it was raining, they spotted him. He was in an air-conditioned tent, which they kept calling it a tent. It looked like a building. I don't know what kind of structure this was, but there were windows and it was air-conditioned. But they kept doing like a look in to see where Trump's at. You'll love this. They peeked in on him over the course of 30 minutes. They peeked on him five or seven times, and every time he was doing the same thing. He was watching himself on television.
Trump watching Trump. Oh, that's hilarious.
They were doing status updates. President Trump watching Fox, and you can see he's watching.
So he's watching himself watch himself on TV.
And every time they went to him, that's what he was doing. So I don't know. It was just funny to me where it's like, let's see what our fearless leader's doing, and he's watching Fox.
Is that the famous intern, the printer lady?
So the human printer was in there with him. Also, Blanche, the nominee to be the deputy to be the attorney general, was in there. Which I'm going to back up real quick. If you remember, Bill Clinton met Letitia James, who was the AG, on a tarmac for 15 minutes, and Republicans didn't shut up about that for 10 years. Donald Trump is going everywhere with his attorney general, and that seems to be just fine. So whatever. But Rubio was in there. There were a couple different people in there, but
there's a different standard for the Trump presidency than like within the Republicans. They complain about Obama and Biden doing 10,000 things.
Things that are unpresidential in their
Trump
terms.
has done 100,000 things that is completely way worse than what Biden and Obama did, and they don't say a goddamn word about what Trump did.
Yeah, no, it's really weird because that was the whole thing. Like Obama wore a tan suit, and that was the biggest scandal they had, was how unpresidential that was. And then at one point, Obama used a selfie stick, and Sean Hannity went on for nights about that, the fact that was unpresidential, that he would use a selfie stick, which he was doing it
Seriously?
like he was kind of making fun of it. He did it anyhow.
Sure.
But yeah, Trump, everything Trump does, whether it be Stormy Daniels or you name it.
We're making $2.2 billion off the American taxpayers and foreign governments and taking planes, and none of it, they don't give a shit about any of it. These fucking people.
Nothing's more
he's
American.
the most corrupt president in the entirety of the entire world, probably.
Dude, nothing is more American than ripping people off to enrich yourself. Like that's the most American thing he could possibly do.
You might be right about that, but we
think
shouldn't
so.
be praising. We shouldn't be celebrating it.
No, not at all. So anyhow, um, during his speech, so his speech was kind of lackluster. I'll say this: if I was waiting for it to be his standard rally speech where he goes on and on about the left, and he really didn't. He tried to focus on like America and the founders. Like he tried to be a little bit more tame. He kept slipping in talking about communist wherever he could. The word communist came up about 10 times throughout the speech.
He's a very boring speech maker, to be honest with you. Like, I tried to listen to it. I got 5 or 10 minutes into it, and I was like, I can't. There's no substance here.
I think that's what gets him in trouble though, because like they beg him to stay on the teleprompter. Don't deviate. Just stay on the teleprompter because they're worried if he gets off the teleprompter, he's gonna say something that they're gonna have to clean up the next day. So they beg him to do that, and he does that. But when he stays on the teleprompter, his fans get bored real quick. Like they want him to say the wild things, and he can tell he is a good stage. What do you call it? A front man. He has good stage presence, but he can tell when the people are getting bored, and it's like he sees that, and then he's like, nope, got to go off script, and then that's when he says the wild thing. He didn't really do this that night. One thing he did say that it's something that kind of irks me. I'm gonna play this clip for you. Then I want to go into this for a second.
And as our Declaration of Independence tells us, we are all made in the image of one Almighty God. And a communist will never say that. That's for sure.
So no, you're right. The Declaration of Independence doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that at all.
Even if it did, like, wouldn't that maybe be the same for immigrants?
Well, and okay, before we get into why I'm so upset about this, and this was corrected by Community Notes on Twitter, so I'll give credit to that. But it says the Declaration of Independence does not say we are all made in the image of one Almighty God. It states that all men are created equal and that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. That's very different. The one God. He didn't say the one true God, but that's what I hear is like the one true God versus the Declaration of Independence says by their creator. Whatever your religion is, whoever your creator is to you, you're given unalienable rights. But this is something that's going around where Republicans keep saying recently that like the Constitution clearly says this is a Christian nation. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say it anywhere in there. Please find that for me. And then, the Declaration of Independence clearly says this is one nation under God. No, it doesn't say that anywhere. Under God is in the Pledge of Allegiance, and that didn't come into the Pledge of Allegiance until I think 1958 or 59 was when we added that. Up until that point, it didn't even say under God there. Like, this is just some weird thing where they're all saying, yeah, it says it in the Constitution, right? And everybody's like, yeah, and it doesn't. But they're all... It's really weird. It's bothering the heck out of me.
Constitutionalists like legitimately left out religion out of the conversation.
Purposely left it out. Yeah. Like it wasn't a mistake. They talked about it and decided exactly how to make references to creators and all that. Like they were very
because we came from the England, right, where there was like a big argument between religion and government and the king.
Well, and freedom to practice the religion you want to practice. Like you couldn't do that. And that's why the first white European settlers came over here was for freedom of religion. So that was kind of a big deal when we wrote the Constitution. Anyhow, drives me insane. The only other funny thing, so there was a fireworks show, and every time Fox cut to Donald Trump, you'll never guess what he was doing. Now, you can say he's resting his eyes. He maybe didn't fully fall asleep, but every time the camera cut to him, he was resting his eyes. I saw somebody, it was somebody from the White House. It's not a big name, and I can't remember who it was, but he said, well, the president likes to meditate when he has free time. And then they questioned him on that, and he said, well, his brain's always working so hard that anytime he has a free second, he closes his mind and focuses on what's next in his agenda.
Bullshit.
So during those times, the wheels are turning really fast. No, He's 80. He's 80 and he stays up all night tweeting. Okay. Like it also,
this is the problem with like dementia patients, right? Is that they can't regulate their sleep. So this is why he's up super late at night tweeting and why he can't stay awake during the day when he's doing anything. And this was night. I mean, I don't know. What was the other thing that came out where he's getting like special permission to use special drugs from a drug manufacturer?
So yeah, there's Eli Lilly, I believe, is the drug manufacturer, and they have granted one person, like, it's called compassionate something, where like
Mm.
basically the person will die if they don't have it, so they're letting this person try it. And that person, here's all we know, is that that person was 79 when they applied for it, which was back in April when Trump was still 79. And the article clearly said he was 79 when he applied for it, whoever it was. And the way they worded it makes you think the person is 80 now. And then it also said that it's being kept under wraps because of the sensitive nature, the sensitive high profile of the person. Or it says something like that. And it's like, clearly that's Trump. We don't know for sure, but it certainly seems like it. But also, real quick, because of the rain, he didn't start his speech until 11 o'clock, and it didn't go. The fireworks started on the 5th of July. Like, the fireworks started after midnight. He's 80, and it was after midnight, and he'd had a long day. Like, most 80-year-olds at that point would be resting their eyes or dozing a little bit. So,
Sure.
like, why are we lying about it? He's 80, and it's after midnight. He's tired.
Yeah.
Quit lying about it.
We have an old ass president, an old motherfucking president who needs to get his Z's. Like, let's let him get his Z's.
Anyhow.
Uh,
The
yeah.
did you see any clips of the fireworks show itself?
I saw one.
So Trump kept bragging that this is going to be the biggest fireworks show in the history of fireworks shows. It was. They figured out how many fireworks they normally use for the DC fireworks show, and then Trump said, "Do that times 10." So they did 10 times what the normal fireworks show is. Now, there's reasons you don't do that. First of all, today DC has the worst air quality in the world. They're telling people not to go outside, like don't do strenuous activities outside. Like the air is not because of all the fireworks that got shot off. Okay. Secondly, the fireworks, like you could see the fireworks. I think the show went on for like 40 minutes, and you could see the fireworks for like the first half of it. But because of how much smoke was up in the air, you couldn't see the last half of the fireworks show. I do have a quick clip for you on it.
Everybody there got lung cancer and blind and deaf all at the same time.
It looked like clouds where there was lightning in it. Like you could see the flashes, but you couldn't see the fireworks. So
It's not even cool. That doesn't even look cool.
no, I mean
Like
people.
that's so stupid. That's macho Camacho shit right there.
That's one of those where it's like do 10 times the normal amount, and somebody with the firework company probably said, "Hey, there's a reason we don't do that," but nobody's got the balls to tell Trump, "Hey, the firework company says it's not a good idea." No, they just do it. He asked for 10 times, do it. So anyhow, that was, and then also, as soon as the fireworks show ended, the skies opened it up and it started pouring again. And there's all kinds of video footage of people running to their cars and it's straight up downpour. It didn't seem like, they said that during the fireworks show, it was like, you know how right after a rain when it's super, super hot, where it's hot and muggy and sticky and just nasty?
Mhm.
That's how it was for the whole Trump speech and fireworks show. So
Huh.
doesn't seem
When
like a
was
fun
Trump's
time.
last win? Has Trump had a win in a while?
What kind of win? He won
Like a
on.
win.
He
Just
won
any
on the
win.
with the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court allowed certain states to ban transgender athletes from sports.
Okay, that's kind of a win. It's not a win for him.
Yeah,
I mean, $2.2 billion is a pretty fucking big win. So yeah, let's just stop there.
yeah. I was gonna say he's got some wins. So he's not the one win he wants right now is the Save Act, and he hasn't gotten that. But
Okay.
he's really focused on the communists right now, and this is the last little. This is a lead in to what I want to talk about next time. Here's a homework assignment for you. Me and you before next time. Let's take a look and see if we can figure out what the true definition of like communist, socialist, and democratic socialist, because they're three very different things, and I don't know enough about it to really talk about it. What they're doing in the Nordic countries is democratic socialism. That seems to work well for them, is all I'm going to say. Now, Trump and I'm trying to remember who it was. It was one of Trump's guys, but he said socialist, or what is it, communist, always comes in through the front door disguised as a socialist. So they're trying to make the sense that like socialist is the first step towards communism. So if you let a socialist in, eventually you're going to get to communism. That's what they're
Who
saying.
said that? Who said that?
It was one of Trump's guys, and I can't remember who it was to
Oh,
save my
okay.
life.
Of course it was
Uh,
one of those guys. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's just.
I wish I could remember who it was. Anyhow, the
And
reason I'm
it is a step, right? But it's like if you have a democratic socialist, that means you're still voting. And as long as our voting is all on the up and up and there's no shenanigans, then that's perfectly fine. And if the people want, to pay extra taxes to have, community things like the fire department, like parks, like a rail system that goes from New York to LA, like these are things that like people actually want that we could all pay a little extra taxes and it would benefit the entirety of the country, right?
well, and I agree 100% with what you just said, and that's what I don't get. That's why I want to look this up a little bit because like this is something that's always confused me. We've all agreed at some point that kindergarten through 12th grade, we can do socialism. Like that's socialism. If you own property, you're paying property taxes, which goes to funding the schools. That's straight up socialism, kindergarten through 12. But if you even dare mention that maybe we should have universal free daycare or universal free higher learning college, like immediately somebody's like, no, that's communism, that's socialism. Well, it's like, well, hold on. Why is it okay K through 12, but if we extend it to college, that suddenly is communism? But what we're
They're,
doing
they're
with
trying to get rid of K through 12 too.
they are, but like you just said, the Parks Department, libraries, police department, fire department, that's all socialism. Like we've all agreed to have a little socialism in our life. But if you say, hey, maybe we should do Medicare for all or single payer health care, like nope, communism, straight up like I don't get it. So that's why I want to look into that. The
Again, I
other,
want to say this one more time. Out
okay,
of 48 countries in the World Cup, the United States is the only country without a universal healthcare program.
you are correct on that.
48 countries. We are the only one that if you have no healthcare and you break your arm and you go to the hospital, you come out with a $20,000-$30,000 bill.
Yep. Well, the reason I bring this up is because I was watching a little bit of Fox the other day, and sorry, I took a picture of the screen, so this isn't the best graphic, but it was Will Kane who's on in the afternoons, and he was trying to scare people about like if the communists get into power, here's what they're gonna do. His graphic didn't seem as to me wasn't as scary as I think he intended it to be. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Medicare for all, college for all, housing for all, 32-hour work week, tax the rich, Green New Deal, free Palestine.
I like
Yes, let's go communism.
so here's the thing.
Woo!
I have people in my life and in my family that are like, well, Andy's a democratic socialist. And I'm like, I'm not. I am not. I
You
am
kind
an
of are,
independent.
Andy. You kind of
I'm
are.
I'm not. Like
You're pretty much a democratic socialist.
Medicare for all. I'm very open to hearing how that would work.
Free
But I would not call myself a democratic socialist.
free college.
So I think that college should be affordable. I don't know how, I don't know in what way, but
I think
like
we should educate our people. I mean,
okay.
most European countries have free college, and their education is way high on the
Yeah.
up and up above
Well,
us, right?
let's run through these real quick one by one. Medicare for all. I'm very open to hearing how that's going to work. I would love for our government to try to put some thought into that and present a plan for how we would
Bernie
do that.
Sanders has a giant plan that you
He
could
does.
put in place. Yeah.
Okay. College for all, I will say, I think that like if I wanted to send I live in Oklahoma, if I wanted to send my kid to the University of Oklahoma, which God, I hope I don't do that. That would cost me, I think like $30,000 or $40,000 a year. So it's something ridiculous. Like
For
I've
in-state?
yeah, you know what, in-state might be cheaper, but like I've heard horror stories from my buddies that like have kids going to college, how much it costs per year. Jesus God, I don't know how you take a second mortgage out to do that.
It's insane.
So something needs to be done about the cost of going to a good college. Housing for all, again, I'm open to that. Like, what do you mean housing for all? Like, we're not going to give people free houses. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to make housing more affordable. Like,
Yeah.
I want to know what you mean there.
More
A thir-
affordable housing.
32-hour work week. I'm all for. Show me how it's going to work. That's all I'll say.
They're trying that in one state this year.
Okay.
I forget what it was, but yeah, I mean, and they're doing it in other countries too, where it's like Monday through Thursday.
I'm all for it. tax the rich. That's the two areas where I would say that you could call me a socialist the most is Medicare for all and tax the rich. And we're in a situation now where, and I'm not saying tax everybody that makes over $100,000. I'm saying once you cross 50 million, I think that should be in a different tax category. And also the fact that people like Elon can take no salary, just take all their money in stocks and then take out loans against the value of those stocks, but never have to pay any taxes. Like it's ridiculous that we have a trillionaire that pays no federal taxes. Like, so some way, shape, or form, either close the loopholes or something. But the whole tax the rich thing, I'm very open to at the moment. The Green New Deal, here's all I'm going to say about that. China right now is leading the world in coming up with green energy. Windmills, solar, like they are on top of it. Something tells me they're pretty smart and they know what they're doing. Like they're doing that, and Trump is getting rid of green energy subsidies and trying to focus more on coal. If I had to guess who's right on this and who's better setting themselves up for the future, I think it's probably China, is all I'm going to say.
Well, hold on. Right now, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, right?
No, it's open-ish. It's open,
It's
but not. There's nowhere near the same amount of traffic going through that was before the war, but there are boats going through.
And our strategic petroleum reserves are dwindling by the day,
Pretty much empty.
right? Like
Yeah.
like we might almost be out of oil in our strategic reserves, which means like gas could spike up to like $8 a gallon.
So
And at the same time, we are cutting on other avenues of creating energy.
yes,
We're just like we're just getting rid of them. Like there was that one we paid, what was it, a French company, like $1 billion to not put windmills in our
and
country.
that was I would say that was a little bit deceptively said. They had paid $1 billion for the lease for the rights to be able to do that, and we basically gave them their $1 billion back. Is what happened there. Either way,
Well, we should be doing, I think we should be doing it ourselves as opposed to having other countries come in and build infrastructure. I don't like other countries building infrastructure in our country,
Mhm.
like the toll systems, because all our toll systems are owned by other countries at this point. Um, so I'm kind of happy with that, but like, can we not get an American company to build some windmills? More
It would
windmills, more solar farms, more energy.
it'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, if we could do that, that'd be super.
We
So
need energy.
we need the government needs to invest, which the Green New Deal, which Biden signed, was to basically get the weight of the government behind coming, basically different companies starting in America doing green energy in different ways, and Trump basically canceled it all. So back to square one. And the other thing on his little scare sheet was free Palestine, and I'm like, I don't know if he realizes, but like more than 50% of the country at this point is on a free Palestine kind of kick. So I don't know who
Yeah.
you're scaring there, buddy. So anyhow, like I said, I think we're going into these midterms. The word communist is going to get thrown around a lot, and I think for our benefit, it would make sense for us to take a little bit of time and read up on this and understand the difference between communist, socialist, and democratic socialist, because they're three
Yeah.
different things. So for next show, let's get ready for that.
Well, and oligarchy and like, I mean, there's so many.
Yep.
Oligarchy, well, we know what oligarchy is because it's basically just a country run by the wealthy business owners.
Sounds
Which
like
is weird.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russia and America, yeah.
So anyhow, that's all I got. We got some homework for next time. You got anything else to close on?
I think that's it, man.
All right. Have a good night. Go America tomorrow. We got Balogun back thanks to good old Trump making
Fucking
my dreams come
We're
true.
cheating. We just cheated. We cheated in the World Cup.
We did. It real quick. It's like one of those. You ever watch a football game where you're watching with somebody who's rooting for the other team, and they just got hosed on a call, like they just got screwed on a call. But you have to sit there and be like, I didn't see a penalty there. I don't know what you're talking about. Like that. That's the mode I'm in right now. It's like, what do you mean? FIFA said he can play, so I guess he can play. I don't know why everybody's so upset. So go USA. Beat Belgium.
I'm gonna stick with my roots. I fucking hate corruption. I hate that Trump, and I hate Trump. So like, I don't like this. I think that we just like. I'm going for Mexico. What's the score right now?
Mexico's down 2-3, and they're in extra time. They got about 8 minutes of extra time left.
Is this single elimination?
Yeah, we're in knockout phase right now. This is to go to the quarterfinals. So
Okay. Let's go Mexico. Let's do this. I'll go Mexico.
well, it's going to be a fun ending here. So I hope you don't mind. I've been glancing over. Okay, I've been keeping my eye on the score. So all right,
good.
go America, and I will talk to you later, sir.
Later, dude.
Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you.